Hello friends, I'm George, the nice smelling gentleman. In this video, I'm going to compare three great alternatives to Creed Aventus. From Afnan, Supremacy Not Only Intense, from Armaf, Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP, and the newest Creed Aventus clone in my collection, the Hamidi Addicted Intense. As usual, I'm going to compare the three fragrances in this video in a total of 5 categories: presentation and bottle design, scent profile, performance, price, and versatility. Then at the end of the video, I'll tell you which is the winner in this comparison to fragrance battle. But before I start, if you enjoy my videos, if you enjoy my content, guys, I would really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button. Okay, let's take a look at the presentation of the three fragrances. Probably the best and most lavish presentation comes from the Armaf, the Afnan fragrance, the Supremacy Not Only Intense. It's a really nice presentation. You get this plastic box. Once you open it, there's another sort of a plaque inside. Then there sits the fragrance. There's a message written on the inside of the box. All in all, the presentation of Supremacy Not Only Intense is really nice. Then this is the box that Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP comes packaged with. It's has more of a simple look, black colored with silver accent, but all in all, it's also a pretty nice presentation and box design. And then this is the box that the Hamidi Addicted Intense comes packaged with. Again, we have a black box with the silver accents, and all in all, I think this is sort of the simplest looking box out of the three, the best one being the Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense. When it comes to the bottle design, this is how the bottle of Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense looks. You have this sort of a gradient paint job. On the bottom it starts all black and then gradually turns into a silver color. The cap is metal. All in all, the whole presentation and the bottle design is absolutely fantastic. The only small gripe that I have with this bottle is the fact that the cap is not a very snug fit. Then this is how the Armaf bottle looks. This is a 200 milliliter bottle that I have in my collection, but it has that familiar Club de Nuit Intense Man bottle design. I'm not really the biggest fan of the bottle design of this. It looks a bit tacky, but it has nice quality to it. And then this is how the bottle of the Hamidi Addicted Intense looks. Quite a heavy bottle with a metal cap. All in all, this also has a pretty nice quality. But if I have to score the first round, the packaging and the presentation, the bottle design, for me the clear winner here is the Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense, with the joint second place between Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP and Hamidi Addicted Intense. Round number 2 is about the scent profile of the three fragrances. And as I said in the beginning of the video, all three are great alternatives to Creed's Aventus. Now, but they all do it in a slightly different way, and I'll tell you about the differences between the three fragrances. The opening of Supremacy Not Only Intense is really fruity and has a very strong blackcurrant note, and that's what sets it apart from the other two fragrances. It's the sweetest and the most sort of the fruitiest opening out of the three, with a bit of an oak moss somewhere in the background. When it comes to the Hamidi Addicted Intense, this one is also quite fruity, but here the pineapple and the apple notes are dominant. And this one, the interesting thing about the Hamidi Addicted Intense is that this is very smoky in the opening. And then Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP, of course, this is the Club de Nuit line, Intense Man line, is known for its citrusy, sort of a lemony opening. And the EDP variant is not as rough and harsh as the EDT, for an example. This is better blended, but still there's a bit of a harshness in the opening, and this feels the freshest out of the three. When we talk about the dry down, the Hamidi Addicted Intense has sort of the fruitiest dry down. The sweetest fragrance is still Supremacy Not Only Intense, and Club de Nuit Intense Man still feels sort of the freshest out of the tree. Now, if I have to score the scent profile, the quality of the scent profile, I would say that the joint winners in the scent category are Supremacy Not Only Intense and Hamidi Addicted Intense, with Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP coming into third place. But if I have to tell you which of the three fragrances is actually closer to the original Creed Aventus scent, it's going to be the Hamidi Addicted Intense. Round number 3 is the performance round, and here there are going to be again two joint winners. Now, the longest lasting on skin out of the three fragrances for me, in my personal experience, has been the Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP. This thing lasts well over 12 hours on my skin. The second longest lasting on skin is Supremacy Not Only Intense from Afnan. This thing gives me about 12 hours of performance, which is still great, still beast mode. And then when you talk about the staying power on skin, for me, Hamidi Addicted Intense comes in third place simply because this thing lasts about 9 hours on my skin. When we talk about projection, the hardest projecting fragrance out of the three, in my experience, has been Supremacy Not Only Intense. This thing projects really nicely for over 3 hours, no problem. Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP projects nicely for 2.5 hours. And then Hamidi Addicted Intense, it again comes in the last position because it does not project that much, simply because I think this contains no alcohol. It projects sort of moderately for about hour and a half. Round number 4 is about pricing, and here the fragrance that costs the lowest amount of money is actually the winner. But again, we're going to have sort of a joint winners in this round, simply because the prices that I've gotten and I've seen, at least where I live, about the two fragrances that are in joint first place, they're roughly the same. Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP comes, the standard bottle size is 105 milliliters, and this thing costs around about $30 to $40. And the same case is with Hamidi Addicted Intense, although here you get 120 milliliter bottle size, so get a little bit more juice, but you also have to overspray a little bit just to make that performance difference between the two fragrances. And then in third position in the pricing round comes the Supremacy Not Only Intense. This, at least where I live, is slightly more expensive. This costs somewhere between $50 to $60, and this is 100 milliliters. So the joint winners in the pricing round are Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP and Hamidi Addicted Intense, with the Supremacy Not Only Intense from Afnan coming in third position. And the fifth and last round is about versatility, but this is a round that I simply cannot score a clear winner, simply because the scent profile of the three fragrances is so close that they work pretty much in the same occasion. And in fact, that scent profile, that scent DNA is super versatile and can be worn pretty much anytime, anywhere, any type of occasion, no problem at all. So all three fragrances will get sort of the number one spot. It's a tie for number one between the three fragrances in the versatility round. And on to the final results of this fragrance battle. Now, looking at the points, at the scoring, the winner by 1 point is Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense, with the Hamidi Addicted Intense and Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP coming into joint second place. And I think that's fair. But I'll share a few thoughts about the three fragrances. If you're looking for the best experience when it comes to overall packaging and the strongest projecting fragrance out of the three, the Supremacy Not Only Intense is the best fragrance in this fragrance battle, or in this company of three fragrances. If you're looking for the thing that will get you closest to Creed Aventus, especially those older and famous smoky batches, then your choice should come down to Hamidi Addicted Intense. This is a parfum concentration fragrance that's sort of a very good value offering, considering this 120 milliliter size, bottle size. It has high quality of the scent profile. The only problem that I find with this one is sort of a little bit the lack of performance, and especially the lack of projection. And then what I think is sort of the best value for your money is the Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP. This is the longest lasting fragrance out of the three. It also is the best budget option, and it's sort of the most balanced scent DNA out of the three, when we exclude the first few seconds with the sort of the slightly harsh lemony opening out of the three fragrances in here. But my advice would be, whatever out of the three you find the cheapest, go for that one. And you're probably set for good. And so in today's fragrance battle or fragrance comparison, I compared for you the Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense, the Club de Nuit Intense Man EDP, and the Hamidi Addicted Intense. I hope that you found this video interesting or helpful. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye bye.